Okay, I think we are ready to start with the two opponents. Okay, so on the right you see Stefan Rumanil with Ramnitel. On the left, Jean-Marie Cart with his shadowless back. I think we have to repeat again the top 8 decks. Okay. Jean-Marie Cart with Shardras Bug, Stefan Rumanil with Omnitel, Pascal Wagner with Tendrils, Leonardo Zucchelli with 4 Color Blade, Aguzzi Ivan with Blue Red Delver, Andrea Faina with Blue White Red Blade, Lucas Maurer with Elves, Salvador Guillem with Team America Bug Mid Range. So. So we are seeing the two competitors with Jean-Marie on the left with these strange sleeves, and sì, sì. Il parle français, so. No, les deux. We can do the streaming in French, maybe. Can do the commentary in streaming. Anyways,
So there's actually no dice to roll as of the top 8 rules. So I think a card is gonna play first, right?
Yes.
I was joking on French because also David doesn't know French
No, I
language.
do speak French.
You do speak French?
Oui. Oui, je
Ah
parle.
oui, ah, je,
Oui,
je
oui,
parle,
je
je
parle un
parle
petit
un
peu
peu
de
de
français.
français. Hein. Ils vont commencer hein,
On va commencer dans 5 minutes.
dans 5 minutes. A lot of miracles decks today, yeah, kind of. We are on a 200 basis. There were like 10, 15 miracles, but no one of them didn't manage to make in the top 8. So we're finally ready to start the top 8 of the Magic Card Market Series Legacy main event that will assign the title of champion of Magic Card Market Series Legacy in Rome. We remember you that yesterday the modern tournament was won by Pascal Wagner, that is in top 8 also in the Legacy tournament. So Pascal Wagner is definitely the player of the weekend at the moment and of the series. So maybe we're gonna meet Pascal back again in the semi-finals or in the final. But now we're gonna focus on that match.
So you already said you're gonna pick Pascal to win, but is the matchup actually that good for him?
Yeah, it's very good. For Pascal, it's very good against 4 Color Blade. This matchup is not good for. Yeah, sorry. Jean-Marie Carte. Let's see the end of. This is the end of Jean-Marie Carte with a Brainstorm, a Tarmogoyf, an Underground Sea, a Forest, a Decay, I think. And he starts, he keeps and he starts. Land, Brainstorm, Sorcery, He wants to find something.
Yesterday, Blue-Red Storm, the only Blue-Red Storm in the room, won the Modern Tournament.
And Jean-Marie card starts with a brainstorm. And now we're
Let's try
gonna
and have a
see.
look
Try
at
to have a look
Romanil
at of a land of Romanil. He's got a spell pierce. He's got a force of will. He's got
Preordain?
he's got a preordain that he plays, and this is, I think, a show and tell, and a probe. And the
I mean, just by seeing like the starting hands, are you actually that sure that Shardless is favored in the matchup?
no, they say the Shardless. I say the Shardless is not the favorite in this matchup. I pick Jean-Marie card because he's so famous, but not because he's the favorite. He's not favorite in this matchup. Maybe main deck, not at all. Maybe with a sideboard, Jean-Marie can enter with something.
So a card starts with some aggression in form of 3/4 Tarmogoyf.
He knows that you have to put some pressure on his opponent. And now the Omnital player, he plays a Delta, and now he probably he's already got a show and tell in hand. He's gonna probe the end of Jean-Marie. He sees another Goyf, a forest,
Another guy.
another Goyf.
Is there a toxic delage there?
He's a toxic delage, yeah. Practically,
Basically, it just has Goyfs.
basically, he just have Goyfs, and the play, and the plan of Jean-Marie is to beat Romanil, hoping he doesn't find the combo too soon. So now Romanil, he draws in another spell pierce, I think, but now the fact is that Jean-Marie a card, it doesn't have no contrast to face, and now he's got a force of will from Romanil on the second Tarmogoyf to slow down a bit the race.
Now Tarmogoyf is a 4/5 now.
Yeah. Romanil is trying to slow down a bit the race set by Jean-Marie. Anyways, I was saying that Jean-Marie card in the sideboard he's got 3 Toxites, 1 Duress, 4 Madrid Mage, 1 Nurod. I mean, he can have some, 8 cards that he can board in against that deck.
So this game one seems to be so one-sided that we're already looking at the sideboard for the second one.
Yeah, the only chance is that Stefan Romanil cannot run into an Omniscience or in something to close the game before Jean-Marie can kill him with Goyfs. The thing is that now another Tarmogoyf, the third Tarmogoyf from Jean-Marie card. He leaves an underground sea untapped. And
if Romanil can find any big guy to just sneak into play, he basically just wins the game on the spot.
yeah. In the meantime, the second Tarmogoyf resolves, and now Romanil is getting a clock. He passes the turn, giving to Jean-Marie. Can we see the end of Jean-Marie? He fetches a land. He's got another C in play. He's got a dismember in hand, or what is it? That black card? No, it's the toxic delage. He got only land. He draws a ponder now.
I
Jean-Marie.
think he can find some, some
Some-
sort of permission.
Yeah.
He's probably not gonna be able to contrast the show and tell anyway.
He plays ponder, and Rumanil is thinking about it. And in response, he
He's
plays
just
dig through
gonna-
time. Dig through time, yeah. Yeah, he digs in his deck, and he probably he's got already a show and tell in
He's
his
got
hand.
2 show and tells and a brainstorm.
Yeah,
And
he's got to find an omniscience. He's find another dig, 2 digs, a brainstorm. He can't find an omniscience, I think. You have to keep a brainstorm and a probe.
He basically has to. But is he gonna be able to take 2 damage from that probe?
Yeah, and I don't know
'Cause
if
he's now at 10 lives.
yeah.
Those Tarmogoyds are 4-5.
So not easy situation here for for Stefan Rumanil, but he seems the big favorite for game 1. Anyways,
He also
Jean-Marie
shuffles after the ponder.
Jean-Marie Card is shuffling after the ponder. Let's see what's he gonna draw from the ponder. If he draw Toxics, it's really strong.
Well, it doesn't really matter much because obviously Romanila's got 2 show and tells.
He draws a
Shardless
Shardless Agent that could be
Interesting.
yeah. And he cascade in for the agent, finding a wasteland, a land, a brainstorm. Yeah, he plays a brainstorm. He brainstorms in, finding a vision,
That for Shaman.
Detroit Shaman, another vision. And the probably will attack for 8. Bringing Rumanil to 2 lives means that he can probe without paying lives. He drew another brainstorm, so he's very unlucky here. He brainstorms, trying to find something in his deck. He draws 3 cards.
Still no omniscience.
Still no omniscience. Still no.
Does he have a fetch? He doesn't even have a fetch.
I mean, it's in a complicated situation now because he doesn't have a menace or something to put in play with a show and tell. He's got to do another brainstorm.
Yeah, and the third card has
You
to
have
be
to
something.
The
It has to be
third card
something.
it has to be something. Is
And
a
it's
land.
fetch. Also played a land already, so you cannot even. Shut
No,
the
it's
back, and
it's
that is
done. And Jean-Marie Carte against all odds
game.
wins
Against all
the
odds. Basically,
first game.
Rumanil's deck didn't do anything.
Rumanil deck just made a lot of brainstorms.
Also, I think some of you has to buy him dinner in the next event.
Mr.
I think
Sophus.
yeah, Sophu, I think
You buy
you
the
have to buy
dinner
him dinner.
to Jean-Marie Carte. You write it. You have to do. So now the thing is, that now Jean-Marie Card, after winning the first game, could now count on 4 meddling mages and 4 discard effect like 3 Tau size and 1 duress, and for sure will board in some of all of these cards. So let's see the sideboarding choices of Jean-Marie. Obviously he will put out Wastelands because he's facing a mono blue deck, and he will board out, I think, also the Toxic Delage. Obviously he pooped out decay. I think he's boarding out 8 cards. The 8 cards we told you. He bought the Wastelands, the Decays, and the Delage. And now he's choosing which card boarding out. And instead Rumanil could, I think there's not much card that he can board in apart from some spell pierce more. I mean, it's a combo that is quite stable. It doesn't have others like suffers like Wasteland or Denial. It's a combo that
It's quite a solid deck. The problem with that deck is just it basically dies to itself. It doesn't seem to be very consistent compared to other combo decks. It doesn't seem to be very explosive compared to other combo decks.
yeah, it's not so explosive, but it's solid because he plays only one color. He doesn't have drawbacks of other combo decks. He's playing a good spell pierce and force of wills, so he's got some permission more than other combo decks. And this problem is it's not so explosive, and if you can find the combo soon, you will get into discard effects, aggressions, and obviously you have to face when you do the show and tell. You have the good thing is for that deck that there aren't more sneak and shows other deck with show and tell playing, so probably you don't have to worry what the other player will put in with this card of show and tell. So anyways, now the game now is balanced because Jean-Marie Carte have boarded in 7, 8, 9 cards that can be really effective against the deck of Rumanil. Mostly the Madrid Mages are quite strong against that deck.
I wonder if Rumanil has got any diverts in his sideboard. Because that would be actually quite nice to face cards like Ancestral Vision.
The special thing I'll tell you is that Jean-Marie Carte, he doesn't play the white in his main deck, so maybe you cannot know he's gonna play the Meddling Mage sideboard. This is because he plays a Savannah sideboard. So this is a very really interesting choice because you don't show that you play also the white color to your opponent, so they can imagine you play Meddling Mages as a sideboard strategy. So this is another. I think shows how Jean-Marie Carte is very very good at deck building.
This hand seems to be pretty much the same hand as before, like loads of manipulation in the form of Brainstorm, Fetchlands, Ponder. It does have a show and tell. It doesn't have a big door.
Like before.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
He's got pretty much the same hand. aside when we close.
Well, it's still like a very easy and fast keep, while a card chooses to mulligan down to 6. We do have some updates from the back tables. Pascal Wagner
Easily
with
win the-
and is 1-0 over Leonardo Zucchelli with Death Blade. And then we have Andrea Faina from Italy over Eva Nagazzi from Switzerland. Stoneblade against Blue Red Delver, 1-0. And then Lucas Maurer is leading 1-0 against Guilherme Salvador. They're playing Elves against Team America.
So every one we picked as one. So we are
Pretty much.
we are good at predicting matchups. So now Jean-Marie mulligan into 6 cards.
Yeah, there is no miracles in the top 8. There's no death and taxes in the top 8. There's no infect in the top 8.
Yeah, but to be sincere, there were few death and taxes in the tournament. There are like 3 or 4 death and taxes decks. So there were some dark depths deck, 5 or 6 dark depths deck. But anyways, now Jean-Marie is gonna have to find in these 6 cards something to go against the plane of Jean-Marie.
I mean,
Mustafan.
he can definitely pull out a strong start like Land Thoughtseize, Land Meddling Mage. I mean, to which, as we see, Romanil doesn't really have a proper answer. I mean, he does have a lot of manipulation in his hand, though.
Yeah.
Let's try and see if the 6 cards are better. We can see
double
the
Js.
first 2 cards are not the best. And is it gonna find a fetch land? Yeah. So
if it draws a fashion.
I mean, this hand, you have to keep this 6. I mean, you cannot get much better than this 6. Obviously, it does get better with the 7th card though, providing that he can actually find a fetch that is able to provide him with green mana.
yeah, the Savannah. So basically, the only thing that we think that Jean-Marie boarded out 3 wasteland, and he find in his initial hand the last wasteland he didn't board out, that is practically completely useless against. I think he's gonna use only against City of Traitors, but probably after the show and tell has been played.
Let's have a look at this ponder. He's looking for a fetch land, doesn't find any. He's most likely gonna shuffle.
You
this
have to
card.
shuffle. Yeah. Obviously.
Curiously enough, I think Romanil had a. He does have a brainstorm, so his end of turn gonna brainstorm.
Yeah. He's drawing a library. Not a good draw.
Not the best draw.
No.
He decides not to play brainstorm end of turn.
Yeah.
Also decided not to play preordain.
Yeah. Strange
I mean,
choice.
he basically just went island go with no preordain and no brainstorm end of turn.
I don't know. Now he's gonna ponder into
A couple of fetch lands
a
and
couple of fetch
another
land and
ponder.
another ponder.
So he does have a lot of manipulation.
Yeah. He decides to keep them and draw the ponder. Then he plays another land. And now he's gonna pass the turn to Jean-Marie. Jean-Marie, he plays a talk
Jean-Marie
sides.
is just freshly drew his outside.
Yeah, because we knew
and
his
now
hand.
we do see how Romanil is playing his brainstorm defensively rather than digging.
Yeah. I agree with his choice.
I do agree with the choice. The fact that he doesn't have another way of shuffling, as all the fetch lands he had are now being shuffled back in the deck.
Yeah. Now you're gonna play a defensive brainstorm. Trying to hide the single show and tell he had, but here Jean-Marie,
This is very aggressive from a card.
yeah, because he knows he doesn't have second land in hand. He knows that he have to try to stop quickly Romanil from acting and from searching his combo. So now correctly Romanil he protects the show and tell he got and the brainstorm results. Yeah. He's got the one with
Well, he's got a couple of. Well, he's got future sight.
yeah.
Future sight goes back on top and show and tell as well.
He's got also the rebound with split second. I don't remember name. Sorry.
Was he a future sight?
I
It wasn't
think,
a
I
future
think he's
sight.
it's a future side. I think
He
it's
really seemed like a future sight.
oh more. And now he shows. Can we go on main camera? No, it's a rebound with
Okay, it's
split
not a
second.
future sight.
Wipe away,
Wipe
yeah,
away.
correct. And he's got two. He brings down the wipe away, leaving Romanil
With two omniscience.
with two omniscience.
So, curiously
So,
enough,
Romanil is going into.
Romanil decided not to play, not to leave the show and tell on top.
No.
So he actually decided to leave ponder on top.
Yeah.
So try explain to me why doesn't he just draw show and tell and
And
just
play.
and play his omniscience?
Really don't know.
I don't really understand how come he just left the, he just put the cards in a different order than what I would have done. I mean, now it's just
Quickly passes Jean-Marie the turn, and now the probe of Romanil will discover that the end of Jean-Marie is quite complicated and quite bad. He's got Madly Mage, he's got Jace, he's got a Silver Library, and probably he's got. Yeah, and he shows the end, and Jean-Marie. Yeah, he shows show and tell. An omniscience against the Madly Mage. No, oh, aspetta. Ma no. Against the Madly Mage. And now the Madly Mage, and now Jean-Marie top decked of Detroit Shaman. But cannot go. Yeah. What is we don't know. Sorry, but we don't know. Yeah. And now we ask
Enter
what
the
the Madly
Infinite.
Mage nominated.
enter the infinite, I think.
I think Enter the Infinite, but
Aveva vinto. Vince in tre modi diversi, sì, se no non viene.
now Jean-Marie is is not in a bad shape. Now he draws also a brainstorm, but gives him a toad size, giving him another fetch land, I think. So pretty, yeah. He named Enter the Infinite, named by Madly Mage. Yeah, the problem is that that Romanil get overconfident and show the end, saying I won, and so he kept Jean-Marie out of doubt about what naming with Madly Mage. So basically here, too much confidence give you Yeah, and now Jean-Marie is getting with another Detroit shaman is getting into the lives of Stefan quite easily. He's got top decks, yeah, obviously. A brainstorm here can be lethal.
Why is he paying mana for the brainstorm?
Che paga le spelle.
Why is he
Why-
paying?
why
Why is he
is-
paying one for brainstorm? He doesn't have to.
He's not. He's quite in confusion. He knew he had made a bad play, and now he's quite in confusion.
Però stavano ridendo di noi.
Anyways, let's try to see what he drew. He drew a Force of Will. He's got an Enter an Infinite. He's got a fetch land. He pays with spells. I mean, now he's playing a fetch land and passive away a turn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's entering the panic.
Yeah, probably he's scared by the one who invented the deck, as you say. So now basically,
How about,
Jean-Marie can play another Medley Mage into Romanil.
well, for Romanil has got a Force of Will, which is probably gonna play here. He still needs to draw something to get out of the situation because he's on a two-turn clock. Because being at 12 is literally on a two-turn clock, providing that.
Yeah, Jean-Marie decided to keep two cards, Medley Mage and the land, so he will be able to make both the Medley Mage and the Jace. So probably we'll start with Jace to get into the Force of Will of Romanil.
I mean, now he has the choice of playing Jace to go into Force of Will and then Medley
He
Mage.
starts with
Well,
Medley Mage
he
instead.
probably is just gonna start with Medley Mage because otherwise he wouldn't leave like a two-turn clock. I mean, he doesn't have a two-turn clock anyway because like in order to play Medley Mage, that only leaves him with a Wasteland and a Bayou, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have access to black.
Yeah. Obviously, Medley Mage gets a Force of Will from Romanil. And now Jace. Probably now Jace will. The fact is, even with Jace, here Jace he must use his +2, but Romanil has got two fetch lands, so the
I
plus
mean,
two.
the thing is like there is no real point in not playing Jace because the clock doesn't changes. The clock doesn't actually change. I mean,
If you say not
if
to
you
play
say
the
if-
Jace and go for 3 damages, bringing Romanil to 9,
to 9, then he can actually he can
Yeah.
still fetch. I mean, there is no difference. He's still not able to give him a turn 2 clock because he played Medley Mage.
but he can, because now, using the ability of Detroit Shaman, he can bring him to 7.
He's still at 7. I mean, he
And now
cannot.
he gonna go to 6 with a fetch. So you have 2 Detroit and 1 Medley Mage, so he's 1 turn against the, before he's dead. So Romanil have to win in this turn, or do something in this turn, otherwise he's lost. Now he fetch another land because he knows he's 1 life away from dying, and he want to minimize the percentage of drawing a land. So if he doesn't draw something now, so we're gonna see the top deck of Romanil with a cam.
Cunning Wish.
Can draw.
Intuition.
It's a shot.
It's a show and tell. And Jean-Marie Carte wins 2-0. What we can say? Not a good scene to if you see. I mean, if you've done the the probe, you've seen if he's got Medley Mage. Why you show your hand to see I won? Not so good. Not so good choice. not so good choice by Stefan Romanil. It was quite passive also, not brainstorming in the first turn.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play the game
As a combo deck.
as aggressively as he could have. I mean, even the choice of just going land go, I can understand that if you want to play a defensive brainstorm on turn one, but he just didn't play the brainstorm on turn one. I mean, he didn't start the game trying to actually and
Yeah.
actively find a way to
Yeah.
win the game.
And still,
I mean,
don't know.
he could have gone land preordain or land go end of turn brainstorm.
Yeah.
Instead, he just decided to say let go and don't do anything on the second turn, and then just pondering on turn two with a fetch land.
Yeah.
And then
Giving
force,
time
yeah,
to
exactly.
Jean-Marie.
Just basically just giving time to Jean-Marie to try and get something on the board. Draw his Thoughtseize, draw his Meddling Mages,
Mhm.
draw his Deathless Shamans, give him a clock, and eventually win the game.
I mean, the thing is that when he did the brainstorm, he can easily put the show and tell on top. He got two omniscience in hand, and the wipe away. So I mean, you got only to play untap and play the show and tell, and play the omniscience. I mean, and you have. I mean, I don't know if why he probably wanted to do after the probe and drawing entering the infinite to be ready to start in the same turn he got omniscience in play. But anyways, the big mistake was to show his hand to Jean-Marie, showing the enter the infinite. Because the problem is that if he don't show the end, Jean-Marie could nominate Emrakul.
Yeah, he could nominate anything.
He
He
could
could
nominate-
nominate anything.
Emrakul, for example. At least he got a 50%, in which can be. No, I can. I mean, I
We
think
try and get you some updates now. On the other results. The general idea is to actually get someone on the semi-final from the other bracket to look at two other different decks. And considering how hot a card is running, we're probably gonna see him in the finals anyway.
Yeah, I predict that the final will be Jean-Marie Accart against Pascal Wagner.
That would be my guess as well.
Yeah. There are the two most prepared
Honestly,
players.
they are the most impressive players I've seen playing
Today,
today by
yeah.
far. Wagner, he won in the Modern yesterday. Kenny back to back in Legacy
Yeah,
today.
if Wagner backs to backs is really really hard. If he won also the top 8 also in the vintage tomorrow.
He probably
Yeah,
just
it is-
that
probably
makes him
the- another
that just
combo
makes
tomorrow.
him the real winner of Magic Card Market.
can close the
Like, we
series.
just close the series on after the first.
Save that Pascal
yeah,
Wagner.
we can just save time.
Yeah, you don't. Now we probably have as a prediction the semi-final could be Jean-Marie Accart against Pascal Wagner and Andrea Faina against Lucas Maurer. This can be the semi-finals. So, guys, what you would you prefer Jean-Marie Accart against Pascal Wagner? I don't think I think it can be a good match for the two most.
It could be. Yeah, the quality of the stream. We do apologize. We have had problems during these 2 days so far. The broadband in Rome is not great. The broadband they provided us is not great either. So we also don't get the best lines as we're not partnered with Twitch yet. So please bear with us. This is only the first event of the series. I'm pretty sure that in London, like I do live in the United Kingdom anyway, and I do know that in Great Britain the broadband is much better than what we get in Italy. So I think in the second event in London, we're probably gonna offer you a better service. Also in Prague, I'm pretty confident we're gonna do better than this. You know, it's just we're trying to get better, and some things are just not, under our control.
Pascal contro Alcaraz.
We confirm that Pascal Wagner won 2-0 against Leonardo Zucchelli as we predicted. So it will be the semi-final, if it's official, between Jean-Marie Carte and Pascal Wagner. On the other side, as we predicted also, Andrea Faina won 2-0 against Ivan Guzzi, and Lucas Maurer won 2-0 against Salvador Guillem.
As we predicted as well.
As we
So
predicted as
we
well.
did pick 4 out of 4 in the quarterfinals. Let's see if we can do that again in the semifinals. We have Jean-Marie Carte with Charles Bug from France against Pascal Wagner with Tendrils. Who do you like in this matchup?
I have to put. I think that Tendrils will, and Pascal is very strong at playing it. So I pick Pascal.
In the other semifinals,
Andrea
Andrea Faina from Italy with blue, white, red Stoneblade will face Lucas Maurer from Germany with Elves.
I pick Lucas.
I will pick Lucas
So
as
pick
well.
him. You pick Lucas.
Yeah. I mean, let's say the finals could be a combo mirror. I mean, a combo matchup between Elves and Tendrils.
Yeah. So maybe I think that I can say that in my opinion the final will be Elves against Tendrils. But
Okay, guys. Just before the semifinals, we're gonna have a 5 minutes quick break. We're gonna leave the streaming on, and we will be back for the commentary in just 5 minutes. This is it for now. From the booth, David Besso, Pietro Cavalletti. We'll be back.